My name is Andrew Clark. My students call me Andy. I was born and raised in Wisconsin, down in the southern part of the state, and we moved up here almost 12 years ago to work at NWTC. I actually am an instructor full-time in the Leadership Development Program, which is phenomenal. Most of my experience throughout my career has been in business management, moving up through the ranks in marketing, and then eventually owning my own business. The nice thing about teaching leadership is, you could ask yourself fundamentally, can you actually teach leadership? What does it take to be a leader? Well, it takes some kind of inspiration that people would want to follow you. But how do you teach that in a classroom setting? So our curriculum is, what I say is, we differentiate between the university and the community college, especially in business management, in how things are applied. So, and I say it's applied, applied, applied. My hope would be that I give you skills in the classroom that you could use tonight or tomorrow at work. In the university, it's typically education for education's sake. And I'm all for that. I happen to be a product of that. But in the community college, it really is about useful skills. And we have so many students that are in the process of reinventing themselves. People that have worked as line workers and are ready to move up into management, and then they need the skills and the tools to do that. And that's exactly what we do. If you looked at the past and looked at some of the leaders that have been so successful in our world, the Jack Welches from GE, Lee Iacocca that transformed first Ford and then Chrysler, people that are larger than life, that wrote their own biography and named the book Iacocca. Well, these are individuals that we grew up with. But in tomorrow's world, in your world, in my students' world, that individual is changing. The role of a supervisor or a leader is much softer than it's ever been. It's more listening than speaking. It's more engaging than leading. It is identifying and listening to your customer and then making sound business decisions. It's having fiscal sensitivity to be able to make good, to be able to do a feasibility study, to be able to look at a marketplace and determine what's going to make us unique. What's our unique value proposition? It takes a different set of skills than just being bold and being dynamic, and it's much more engaging. The emergence of the servant leader. It's something that's completely new. And the skills that are required of today's leaders are new too. Well, our placement rate as a college is really, really good. I think that the number that is touted mostly in the publications and whatnot is 92%. But I'll tell you this, I have so many students that anecdotally will tell me what they've become. And I can tell you it's good stuff. It may not happen right away because it's sort of a moving target, but preparing for the opportunity when the opportunity is there is what it's all about, having those skills.
I graduated in 2012 in the winter or in the spring, or excuse me, in the fall. Came in very handy even before I had my full degree, all my credits to graduate. I was throwing out job resumes and I was getting quite a few offers. And I think it had to do with my combination of past skills that I had and also the new skills that I was acquiring through NWTC. And I did have a lot of background in management, supervisory skills that I already had before I went back to school. So those helped as I was in school. So that was definitely an advantage, being an older student, having those skills already in my pocket. Most of the skills that I learned through NWTC did apply to the job that I was hired for, and I did enjoy my time at NWT very much so. And like I said, I was a older student going back into the college world after almost 40 years out of high school, and I did enjoy myself very much, and the skills that I learned do definitely transfer over to the real world